done a video for quite a while. It's yeah, very busy last year, but I'm going to get on with it this year. I'm up at the allotment. Oh, it's quite nippy this morning. Up at the allotment today, and there's been a few changes. I've now got I've got 2 greenhouses and a little polytunnel. I've changed the layout of the allotment. I'm still going for the old permaculture zero, you know, closed loop style gardening, which I think has been successful with the onions and the leeks. I've got, you know, some really good sized leeks. I mean, I've only got the stragglers left now. You know, it's January. So the tiddlers are left. I've had some nice, but there's a couple of reasonable sized ones which I'll try and cut into this bit. But yeah, there's been a few changes. So yeah, so I'm getting the hang of green manuring. It seems to be successful. I've just dug a part of I wasn't going to dig. Because I've got the bindweed and the mare's tail under control. I wasn't going to dig, but because I'm relaying the paths by some sort of strange osmosis, they've sort of wandered around a bit of the path. So I've had to dig. So I've been able to see the roots and the soil underneath the green manure, which was winter's tear in the winter tears, which is the bit I've been digging this morning, and there's root nodulation, which means it's providing that the legumes, because they're a legume, they provide nitrogen to the soil. So we've got, and you can tell because you've got these little lumps on the roots. So that's happened. The soil is in really good condition. It's nice and friable and black. So I've pulled that up, dug it, and put in some winter hardy green leaves. So things like parsley, chervil, things like that, and I'm going to cover it with a fleece afterwards. I'm using grass as a mulch, so I'll go and show you what I've done this afternoon, and then the grass and the green manuring will feed the soil. So I won't manure it, compost it, or fertilise it. It's going to be using a natural system to grow. So anyway, that's that. I'll show you what's been going on. This is the area that I'm planting at the moment. I'm planting winter hardy leaves. That's these here. There's some carrots in there as well, but they're not winter hardy, but they'll go in the polytunnel. There we've got things like parsley, and that one there is cress. Got some lettuce which I had to chop back because it was going horrible in the greenhouse. But that's hardy under a bit of fleece. And that there is chard. So they're all quite happy in the winter. Well, some more than others. So the winter chard is perfectly fine on its own without cover. But and the chervil there. But the lettuce needs a bit of fleece. So yeah, so what I've been doing, this bit was dug over. See, I'm putting the new path there. This bit's been dug over. It had that green manure. There's an example of it over there, which is winter tares, a legume, so it provides nitrogen. So I've pulled it up. There's a whole load of it. That's going to make some mulch for elsewhere. But I need a finer mulch here so that it doesn't smother the plants. So we've got a piece of, so we've got some coriander there, and we've got some, sorrel and coriander mix. That was supposed to have been an oriental mix, but nothing oriental came up. Well, I suppose you could call coriander oriental. We've got some, I planted some potato onions here, along here. I don't know whether you can see them. They're basically just like basically just like shallots, but they're bigger and oniony. So that's what I've got growing in this channel here, this row. And we've got some land cress, perfectly happy outdoors, doesn't even need fleece, but it does get lots of flea beetle, which obviously there's none showing here because it's been in the greenhouse. But yeah, so that will tend to be peppered with holes, and we'll deal with that when that happens. But over here we've got parsley, chervil, which is a nice aniseedy herb, which is very, very hardy. I'll put in and I'll show you how the rest of the space there is not filled, so I'll show you how I do it. That's a bit of chervil. That's planted, and we'll put in something here. What have we got? Bit of lettuce, I think. That's looking a bit worse for wear, but it will grow back nicely. Well, those plants are nicely, snugly tucked in for the rest of the winter with that fleece. That fleece, it doesn't really add any temperature to the soil or to the plants. It just prevents the icy cold wind from mucking them about. So anyway, so that's my main activity for today. I'll show you what the plot's looking like now, and also show the new greenhouses and the new half plot I've got as well. Richard next door he's moved on to another district, so so I've taken on his half plot, which is a very beautiful plot, which I'm about to ruin over the next couple of years. But yeah, my wife's begging me not to do it in a permaculture style, but nonetheless I'm going to anyway. So let's show you what's going on. So this is that green manure that I dug up back there. Place it over. It's about a third of it's over here. There's a bit of a gap that needed filling. We've got I don't know whether you can see green on green, but anyway, yes, we've got these are the garlics, early purple white. No, early purple. Yeah, it is early purple white, which I enjoyed growing the last 2 years. So this is saved seed from my own stock. Only the biggest ones I put in the ground. So I'll take if I've got 60 little cloves, I'll throw away 30. Take the best 30. That's basically what I do. This is artichoke, early purple artichoke. He didn't flower last year. It didn't provide buds last year. That's because I abused it. It better do this year, otherwise it's gone. As you can see, the layout is different. I've got the plastic piles. It's now a uniform layout. Mulched everything, protect the soil, add nutrients. We've got a few straggler leeks. We've got the Taunton-Dean kale. I'll give you a closer shot of that in a minute. And these have been out here for all the winter, autumn and winter. They're chard and a bit of lettuce. So this is my new greenhouse. I also got a polytunnel last year, which I didn't use last year, but I will be using it this year. But anyway, I was waiting for. I was thinking about a greenhouse, and then two came along at once. So we've got this is Richard's old greenhouse, and he gave up his half plot here. Very nice half plot. Beautiful garden, and so now I've got a polytunnel and two greenhouses and another half plot, and it's polycarbonate. It's had green manure in here, needs digging over, and then planting. So that's new. I've planted a couple of my plants inside the polytunnel. So I want to see how well these carrots do, and particularly coriander. I'm having real trouble with coriander. It's all we want to eat indoors is coriander. Yeah, I have trouble growing it. So yeah, bunged a few things in here. Well, that's it then, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll do another one next week. I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.